Hey, what's up YouTube? You already know it's All City Live TV, and thank you for tuning in. So I made a super long video talking about badges and whether or not they're overpowered, underrated, or completely useless. And it was super long. I didn't want to really upload a tremendously long video, so I'm going to break them up into categories. I'm going to start out with defensive and rebounding badges. Share your opinions, please. Share your opinions. It's about audience participation. Let me know what you guys think about whether or not these badges are overpowered, underrated, or completely useless. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm happy to announce that the City merch store is now up and running. We got t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, phone cases, and bags, so go crazy out there. The link will be in the description below. We're gonna go into defense and kind of just lay this down real quick. The box badge, overpowered, underrated, or completely useless. You guys know I just made a Paint Beast build. You guys know about the Paint Beast build if you've been following our live streams, and if you're not familiar with our live streams, we live stream on 5 different platforms simultaneously every single day. That's Facebook, Mixer, Twitch, D-Live, and we also live stream right here on YouTube. So if you guys want to see me develop these builds, or you guys got questions about badges or builds, come on out to our live stream. We would love to have you. The box badge, overpowered, underrated, or completely useless. I didn't have the badge on my Paint Beast and he would not go into a box animation. What's going on? Why isn't my player going into a box animation? And it was all due to the box badge. And one of the things I pride myself on is doing my work early and trying to create that box out. Unfortunately, without the badge, I wasn't boxing out with my 610 Paint Beast effectively. Until I equipped it on gold, that's when I started seeing the animation start coming into play and him getting better and more consistent box animation. So in my opinion, an overpowered badge, although if you're a 7-3 player, you don't necessarily need box any higher than maybe bronze out there, or if equipped at all. If you're a 7-3 player out there, you probably will more than likely get the rebounds and box out effectively. Brick wall, overpowered. Everybody knows about brick wall, and what people don't understand about brick wall is that it works like bruiser. If you guys don't remember the bruiser badge, bruiser would drain the energy, and if you guys are out there getting hit with vacuum screens, you know what brick wall is doing to your player's stamina. And what that means is if there's a transition within that point, if there's a turnover or something, you're gonna take that same low amount of stamina that from getting hit with those brick walls, that's going to transition into your offense. And if you're operating in low stamina on offense, you're less effective out there. So brick wall is definitely a goated badge. You guys may want to take that into consideration. Brick wall is overpowered. Chase down artists, overpowered. Although, in my opinion, you just need chase down artists at a lower level. It's not absolutely necessary to put it high. Chase down artists, as soon as you put the badge on, you unlock the animations, especially if you're a point guard out there. Put on chase down, man. Chase down and rim protector at a low level, super goated, man. So chase down artists, in my opinion, is an overpowered badge. Clamps, another overpowered badge. I love the clamps badge. I put it on almost all my players, big to small. Clamps is overpowered. A heart crusher, overpowered, underrated, or completely useless. Who's out there using Heart Crusher? Which one of you guys, which is the one player on 2K20 that's using Heart Crusher? Now, if you guys are using Heart Crusher, please let me know. In my opinion, it's completely useless. Interceptor, a lot of mixed feelings about Interceptor, but I can't say on this slashing playmaker with his lowest, the minimum wingspan, gets more interceptions. Everything seems way more responsive, which is why I say these badges are different for different players. Interceptor works way better on my slashing playmaker than it does on my two-way slashing playmaker. So in my opinion, Interceptor is just a little bit below overpowered. Although we played against a team yesterday that was really like getting into these passing lanes. It's just so odd to me. I wish we could gain a better understanding. But a lot of people go to the Interceptor badge if you want to get those passing lane steals. Intimidator. Oh man, Intimidator, you guys see I don't have it equipped on this player just yet. Intimidator is a great badge to have. It helps people miss, especially if you're a big man out there. You trying to cover the paint is going to help people miss. Intimidator for shooters, working around those screens is going to help people miss. So Intimidator is probably, I would say, overpowered in my opinion, because I really like the Intimidator badge just for the ability to kind of change the game every now and then. It may be inconsistent for a lot of players, but it's definitely a badge that's a must-have in my opinion. Lightning reflexes now. Woo, man, do I tell you, the debate on lightning reflexes. You got a lot of high-end YouTubers and high caliber YouTubers, and you also have Mike Wang, who said that lightning reflexes only gives you the Q, and that's it. That's what Mike Wang pretty much tried to say. He said it gives you the arrow. It just shows the arrow. Now, in my opinion, I feel like when I equip lightning reflexes, I play better. A lot of people say, well, that's the placebo effect. But I'm like, no, it's not the placebo effect, man. Go check my live streams. Everything is documented. So if I got everything, every game that I play on 2K20 documented, and from one game to the next, I'm swerving until I equip the lightning reflexes badge, accompanied with a ton of other badges. But when I equip lightning reflexes, that's when I see a difference. That's not placebo. That's actual documentation of a change in the responsiveness, in the ability to play effective defense. So in my opinion, I like the lightning reflexes badge. Although I wouldn't label it overpowered, I would probably label it just a little bit, I would probably say underrated. It's underrated because the community has such mixed feelings about it. That's the best way to put it. Moving truck. I would label this underrated as well. I don't know what you guys think about this. Moving truck, I like the fact that it operates very similar to clamps, but moving truck, what it does is dump its body weight to whoever hits the L2 button. So if you have a bull handler, you're defending a bull handler, they hit L2, it'll dump his body weight. Your player will dump their body weight onto the player, forcing a pickup animation. And when somebody goes into the pickup animation, that means they're gonna have to pass out. And the way we play passing lane defense is gonna be real difficult for them to pass out. So that's what I like about moving truck. I would probably label that an underrated badge. My opinion on off-ball pest is overpowered. One of my new favorite badges on NBA 2K20, fairly new. I made a video about off-ball pest not too long ago, and I think more people should really consider the off-ball pest badge. It helps with your responsiveness. It helps keep people from cutting into the basket on you. It helps you stay closer to your defender out there. So I really like off-ball pest, and it seems like, I guess, your ankle's broken less when you have the off-ball pest badge equipped. Pick dodger, another. I would probably say overpowered, because if you're getting hit with them screens out there, you're gonna need the pick dodger badge. And now that I'm setting screens, I understand who has pick dodger and who doesn't. So I get a better understanding of that as well. So I really like the pick dodger badge, and in my opinion is overpowered. Pickpocket, another overpowered badge that people aren't making use of. I think what people confuse with pickpocket is that in previous versions of 2K, like maybe last year per se, you had on pickpocket in Hall of Fame and you were getting on-ball steals, just spamming out there getting on-ball steals. Another thing of benefit about pickpocket is that you can spam without any penalty. If you have this at a higher level as well, you won't get the foul. But pickpocket this year gives you better steal animations, although it's not absolutely necessary if you play a good, a proper way in defense. And see when the circle bar starts breaking on the ball handler, that's when you hit the box button, as opposed to just running up to somebody and spamming. If you start paying closer attention to that circle, you may not necessarily need the pickpocket badge, but in my opinion, I feel like I play better defense when I have pickpocket. So I think it's overpowered. Pogo stick, I have it on my paint beast. I wouldn't put it on my guard, but I have it on my paint beast, and I consider pogo stick an overpowered badge. I love the pogo stick badge on a smaller player. I don't know how effective it is for a much taller player, but on a smaller player, in my opinion, like a 6'10" paint beast is way overpowered, and I like that I'm able to continuously jump and make good contests out there, even grab good boards. Post move lockdown, in my opinion, overpowered, underrated, or completely useless. I like that it's highly active. Whether or not that high activity is effective for your defense, I put this badge to the test along with moving truck a while back. We made a video about it against one of the best post scorers, and I saw post move lockdown activating, but that didn't prevent it didn't prevent the post scorer from going crazy. So although I like post move lockdown that it activates, I would have to rate this a little bit above completely useless and a little below underrated, because I like that it's highly active, and it may be different for different players out there. I would more so go with clamps and keep the dude in front of me in the first place. Clamps has better cutoff animations and it helps your lateral quickness, so I would go with clamps over post move lockdown. Rebound chaser, overpowered, hands down. I love the animations. I equipped this badge at the highest level, and it wasn't until I started equipping it at Hall of Fame that I started seeing how effective I can be at grabbing rebounds. So in my opinion, Rebound Chaser is overpowered. Rim Protector, overpowered, underrated, or completely useless. I think everybody knows if you're a defender out there, you're gonna need Rim Protector. What level is maybe what you should consider the most? And I think if you're a guard out there, you equip it at the lowest level, like on bronze, just to get some animations. I got a ton of snatch blocks just having Rim Protector on bronze on both my point guards for that matter. Just snatch, we're talking about snatch blocks. Yes, on a 6'5" point guard, snatch blocks out there. Rim Protector on bronze. So I would probably label that badge overpowered, and I guess the best thing to consider is what level you should equip it in, and that's determined by the type of player you have. Tireless Defender, overpowered, underrated, or completely useless. It seems to me, now I've had my eye on this badge in particular, probably since the beginning of the year. Tireless Defender, it helps with your energy loss when you're exerting effort on defense, so it really helps you kind of maintain your stamina out there, and it helps you play defense more aggressively. I would probably label this, and the reason why is because switching players on my two-way slashing playmaker, I gave this badge a ton of trial and error. I didn't necessarily need it. Well, matter of fact, I didn't necessarily need it on my new player, but on my old player, I felt like I needed it more. And it's just like, man, what is it? So you check, they're very similar builds, and you're trying to understand the necessity for a badge. And it seems to me that some of these badges target like particular player builds, and they're absolutely necessary for some player builds, absolutely not for another, even though they're very similar builds. My slashing playmaker is way more responsive, so it's not as necessary, which is why you don't see it equipped on my slashing playmaker, but on my two-way slashing playmaker. So it's necessary on my two-way slashing. So maybe it's like a little bit above underrated and a little bit below overpowered. Trapper. It's a good badge if two people have the badge equipped, and how often are you going to see two people who are playing defense have the Trapper badge equipped, unless you're playing extremely organized ball out there with players that are like playing with each other, good chemistry, playing for the W. Trapper badge may be an effective badge for you. Maybe I would probably consider Trapper underrated. If people use it effectively, you start seeing the full effectiveness of the Trapper badge. And Worm. I'm gonna give Worm a better try today on my Paint Beast. I've never liked the Worm badge because of the animations that it gives you. It seems like the powerful push animation that it gives you takes long to kind of evolve, and then there's someone else running under and grabbing the board while you're pushing somebody out the paint. So it seemed like it was one of those badges that gave you a good strength animation, like make you look strong out there, but whether or not it was effective was something different. So yesterday somebody told me that it helps you get these animations where it's not necessarily just the push animation, it helps you wiggle, sort of like the slithery badge for finishers. It helps you kind of just get in there. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I played against two Paint Beasts yesterday. They obviously didn't have high amount of rebounding badges like I did at that point yesterday, and I was grabbing like a ton of boards. But then the very next game I played against a glass cleaner, and my player would not go into a box animation, although my badges were still the same as they were the previous game where I was grabbing a ton of boards and boxing out super effectively. Against the glass cleaner, for some strange reason, my player didn't even want to go into a box out animation. I think that might have something to do with the worm badge, and we're gonna give this badge a closer look in the next few days with the paint beads. I'm gonna try to equip it at a higher level and see if we can find out anything else that's going on with the worm badge aside from the, the push animation. A very obvious push animation when you're getting boxed out. So that's what I got on whether or not these badges are overpowered, underrated, or completely useless. I hope that you guys can share your thoughts as well. We would love to hear from you, man. And I hope you guys found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel, as we're gonna have a ton of NBA 2K20 content coming your way. I'll catch you guys in the next video.